for me personally, I can't just trade off of the charts. I like trading stocks, and I like to know that there's a fundamental underlying thesis behind it, because that knowledge from my own analysis keeps me in a winner and also allows me to not sell a loser that could become a big winner. With all that said, here is a stock that was a loser for me. And it is setting up nicely. So this is a perfect intro to this stock. Vertiv Holdings. And from a fundamental basis, looking at the fundamental numbers, earnings, revenue, price to earnings to growth ratio, PEG ratio, everything very, very strong. But also, I'm very bullish on the story of how this is a major player in the AI build out. But I bought the stock initially. I'm actually going to go to a 3-year weekly chart. I initially bought the stock on this pullback right here, I think. Right here. It broke out here. And I bought it right around here, right around the 120 level initially. I think I bought some here and I bought some there. Right as it was breaking out of this previous high. And it worked out good, but then it gave some back, and then it came back. I was like, oh, phew, I got this. This is a good stock. And then we got this big sell-off. And I lost a ton of money. I gave back about, because I bought it right about here. And I gave back about 50%. I was down by 50. I gave back all the profits that I had, and then I was down like close to 50% stock. But I was always bullish on the thesis. I held on to it. Now, this is not options we're talking about. This is stock. So it's another reason why when I have a fundamental thesis, I always like to buy stock, because sometimes you go through periods where the market doesn't cooperate with you. You have to hold out. But Peter Lynch said, for long-term investing, when you're owning stock, hold on to the stock as long as the story is still intact, as long as the thesis is still intact. And even though Vertiv sold off so much, looking back on hindsight, this was not a sell-off that was because the story changed, because the thesis changed. It was a sell-off because of the conditions of the marketplace, with various things going on, with the tariffs and DeepSeek and so on, various things that pushed the stock down. And after a while, all that cleared and the stock started ripping back. And I'm still long the stock with a entry price of around, because I bought more as it sold off, around $100. And I'm going to have to double check that, but it's around $100 to $110. But I was a big loser in this stock, and I held on to it because the story was still intact. It got to a point where I was like looking around thinking like, okay, I got to swap this position and sell Vertiv and put it into another name. But I couldn't find another name that was better. And I thought to myself, has the story changed? And the answer is no. And at that point, when I was looking around, noodling on selling the Vertiv and swapping into a new position, that was the low. That was the low. And it turned and burned and went higher from there. And it has had a nice constructive technical pullback recently. And, it tested this low and held this sweet low that we had here in November, and is now back above the 20-day moving average. And I think it's a buy right here. It would have been better to buy below the 20-day, but now that it's above the 20-day, that confirms that the stock is acting well. And the momentum, the long-term momentum hasn't shifted yet. It's still trending down.